the breads. No breads?
George and Jeff talk to Stacey.
If you've been to Walt Disney World anytime since 2005, then you most definitely know Stacey. Even if you don't recognize her name, you will definitely recognize her bubbly personality and infectiously happy voice. Host of the top 7 things to do at the Walt Disney World Resort on Resort Television, Stacey has been helping guests find the must-sees for years and has been a staple of every Walt Disney World vacation since 2005. That's a long time. Please welcome Stacey J. Aswad to the show.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I've been around a couple years. It's incredible. It was supposed to last for a year. It was, and it's, I don't know, year 7.
It's still going strong.
I know.
It's fantastic. I mean, I know you hear it all the time, but that's the first thing you do. You get into the hotel, you turn on the resort TV, and you find Stacey, and you're like, all right, I'm going to unpack my clothes and get my toiletries out and, get ready to go to the park or whatever.
I know. I get y'all fired up. It's funny, whenever I go to update the show, I watch myself a little bit because I have to try to make sure I'm like, okay, what was I doing? Who am I? What is this? So I even watch myself to get back in the groove. So.
Oh, so this sort of is a character then.
Well, I mean, it really is. I mean, I don't necessarily scream as much in my daily life. Although when I find an amazing pair of shoes, I have to say I do exclaim things. But no, I mean, for the most part, I mean, with most hosting, you kind of are playing yourself, but there are certainly aspects of it that are heightened, energy-wise. But for the most part, I'm a pretty energetic, positive person. So it's not like when they cast me, I had to really assume a character. Because, I mean, you can't. I don't know. You can't fake being that excited, can you?
No, you're at Disney. You are that excited. I mean,
I know. But I mean, it's pretty me. I mean, but I definitely have a tamer, low key side, which most people don't believe. But I kind of do. I'm kind of all or nothing. I'm either all the way up or completely off. Wow. I don't have much gray.
That's a good way to be, though.
Yeah. At least you know what you're getting. It's like, oh, she's completely not here. Okay, got it.
No, not at all. When you do your on property, like when you do a lot of the green screen, is that in California or do you do that in Orlando as well, or the Florida?
That was all done in Orlando at a studio, not on property. But then when I don't need to go, then I just do voiceovers from here. They always use a studio that's right down the street. So.
Oh, that's convenient.
Well, then we should ask, what is your, I was going to say the biggest difference. Yeah, you don't want to ask between Disneyland and Walt Disney World. You can't do something like that. So, favorite bathroom at Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Oh, you were?
Oh,
yeah.
Cars Land?
Well, no. I actually auditioned for a voiceover for Cars Land. Didn't get it.
Boo.
I know. And it opened anyway. Can you believe that?
What? Don't they know who you are?
The audacity. I'm serious. It probably would have just been too distracting to have my voice. Anyway, thanks for playing along. No, but no, I was there for something called the Voice 2012 convention. It's a voiceover conference, and myself and for my show VO Buzz Weekly, we were invited to come and shoot there and be part of the kind of VIP industry stuff. So it was fun. So I ate dinner at Downtown Disney, but I did not go into the park.
Well, that's still okay though. Downtown's pretty neat. I like it there.
Yeah, but it's so small, you know?
It's small and it gets really loud sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I love when people say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to Disneyland and California Adventure. But, when I first moved here 5 years ago, I had never been to Disneyland either. And I had a sheltered childhood. But I went to Disneyland for the first time, and people were like, oh, you're probably not going to be able to do that and California Adventure in one day. I'm like, really? Okay. So I get there, and I'm like, are you serious right now? like, I could spit to the other side. I'm like, really? I'm like, I could loop the parks twice, both of them. They're tiny.
It's a completely different experience, the two, coasts.
Yeah.
And I will never get over that.
And it's weird because, I mean, honestly, when I'm there and working, I've only been to Disney World once as just sort of a private citizen, and that I was there promoting a film that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went with the filmmakers who are diehard Disney people. And, they thought it was funny to walk ahead of me and then turn around and go, well, what do you want to do now, Stacey? And see if anyone reacted and noticed me. So that was like this fun little game all day. It was like, where's Waldo? Where's Stacey? So that was, but I normally when I'm there, I mean, we're working and it's like I'm shooting and we have a short break and then we're back at it. So, I mean, I do have things that I like, but like I haven't gone there on just a vacation.
Just a regular vacation.
Oh yeah,
But getting to try the stuff like 5 times in a row, that's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
If I, and I have to wait in line and do it once, I'm kind of like, really? Really? That's all I got? Yeah.
Even if this is one of my top 7, like I can't just go to the front of the line?
I know. So I actually love it when we get to shoot because it's just like, over and over. Sometimes I had to ride Space Mountain like 5 times in a row. It's awesome.
Nothing wrong with
Space
that.
Mountain at Disneyland is rather bumpy.
It is bumpy.
Yes, rather bumpy.
But that's also another big debate. Which one you like better?
Yeah, well, I can tell you the one in California is better, Space Mountain. So
Don't
I'm not
hesitate
telling
at
you.
all, George.
I'm not telling you what to say, Stacey. I'm just saying it's better.
But see, I'm kind of like Switzerland. I mean, I have to kind of be.
You have to be.
I can't make one park mad at me.
No, that's true.
And then people are like, the Disneyland diehards are like, she is annoying. I hate her. And then the Disney, no, she's not that. So,
That's
it's
good.
like picking your favorite child. I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Well, I can
which
tell
some
you.
people do, which is really tacky. But
Oops. Okay. I guess I won't tell you which
Don't
one.
do
my
that
favorite
either,
is.
George.
Well, have you been made outside of the parks quite often, or?
yes, it's funny. Sometimes when I go to auditions for a commercial or a infomercial hosting or whatever, sometimes a producer or an ad person will be like, oh my gosh, my kids love you. Or, oh my gosh, we just got back. Or
That's awesome.
And sometimes I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I'm not going to get this one.
Oh.
Because, sometimes I think some people can't, and that's been a challenge for me. Now it's gotten better, but initially when I was doing other kinds of hosting for infomercials, and I mean now I've got my own web show and I'm the producer, so I'm not going to fire myself. But but sometimes people are not always creative, and so if they think, oh, this is all you do, all you can do is be hyper energetic and go crazy, that I had to really work. And plus my voice sounds young. I mean, I'm a voice actor, but I can do things with my voice, but it's sometimes a challenge for me, people to take me seriously in a more serious thing, or that they think, oh, you're the Disney girl. And so I think that most people now have kind of come across, but when I go into a casting or something and the producer will say, oh yeah, that's so great. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We just spent the week with you. Sometimes that does not go well for me because it's like, oh great. Well, I guess I'm not going to sell the magic bullet. But I redid my reels and stuff and tried to put stuff where I'm like a grown up. So people could go, oh, great. Okay. So she can be, I just did this infomercial, like 2 months ago. I just shot it. I don't think it's out yet. It's for, tax deeds and tax lien certificates, tax auctions. Very riveting, right?
Wow.
Is there a top 7 tax auctions that people can go to?
Oh, jeez.
Arizona, Mariposa County has no. It was very interesting. I don't know if you're familiar with that. I will not bore you with that. But it's an interesting thing. I mean, it's the concept of the whole going to tax auctions and buying tax lien certificates and stuff. But it was funny because the producer's done a ton. He does a lot of Trump infomercials, and we were sitting there and I had met with him like 4 times. I'm like, dude, land the plane, either hire me or not. But I'm so, and he would fly in from Hawaii to meet with me. And it would just be like, okay, what else do I need to do? But finally, he was kind of going back and forth. And I could tell that he was concerned about my capacity to be deemed a serious expert or be able to deal with the expert on this product and have the audience take me seriously. So I basically said, what apprehensions can I get rid of for you? So it was actually kind of cool. It was kind of a cool little moment where I was like, dude, seriously, you like me, you like my look, whatever, but what is it? So it was great. It was kind of a nice learning experience for me.
I guess kind of along the same lines of like that, because, we spend so much time with you at Disney, even though you're not physically there with us. Mm-hmm. We really don't know a lot about who you are as a person. So can you tell us a little bit about you and, your upbringing and your acting background?
Yeah. I'm originally from New York. I was born in upstate New York, actually, a place called Binghamton. And I went to college in New York. I went to Juilliard for dance. And my whole first kind of part of my life was as a dancer, a ballerina and a modern dancer and flamenco. And obviously going to Juilliard, it was all classical performance. And I danced for a long time in ballet companies, modern companies, and then started teaching and choreographing. And, I got into teaching at a performing arts high school, which, have you heard of the FAME school?
It sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah. Are you going to live forever?
I am.
How to fly?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah. I feel it coming together. Anyway. Nice. Very nice.
Well played. Well played.
That was good.
Very nice. Point 1. So I was, I did that whole part of my dance life, and then I had the opportunity to move I lived in the Midwest. I kind of lived all over, and then I moved to Charlotte, and that's where I started getting into theater and doing commercials, and then got the fated audition for Disney, and that was back in 2005. I've been a performer in some capacity my whole life. I actually, since I was 5 years old, I was a competitive roller skater. And
whoa, wait a second.
Right?
A competitive roller skater?
Yes, artistic roller skating.
All right, I don't know what this is, but I want in.
Okay, do you know what roller skates are?
Yes.
How remedial do we need to make this? Okay. Artistic roller skating has actually been around for a very long time, and it's kind of, unfortunately, it's sort of like the stepchild of ice skating because, the ice skating community is very elite, and so, but there are some ice skaters that started out as roller skaters, but then they realized there was no Olympic. They tried to get it into the Olympic Games, the Summer Games, but I think the figure skating community kind of didn't want anything that was remotely similar, because it basically is like ice dancing and pair skating, but on roller skates. If you go online, you'll find stuff.
I'm going to have to YouTube it now and watch people do, because it sounds cool. I'm into figure skating. I watch figure skating when it's on, so I would totally watch people do it on roller skates too.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's some things you can do on ice that you can't do on roller skates and vice versa. But I started doing it when I was little with my sisters. I have 4 sisters, so there's 5 girls in my family. And my dad is not crazy. He's amazing. We weren't like super, super girly. I mean, we weren't like fighting over blow dryers in the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. Although you guys would have loved it if we had fought over the bathroom, because then you'd want to talk about that. But we were really, we're not like overly girly. But anyway, all 5 of us at one point started roller skating, and we would compete all over the place, and we would get these RVs, and my parents would drive, and the 7 of us would schlep all over the country and skate, and it was fun. It's one of those things that it's about the people too. I mean, you have this great sense of community, not just your skating club that you practice with every week, but the other skaters. I mean, it's just this kind of big family. Mm-hmm. And, it combines what I love, which is being artistic and creative, but also being competitive and having this thing that you're trying to get. Everyone's trying to get that gold, silver, or bronze medal, you know? So I spent my childhood doing that and dancing, and then I went on to do professional dance. And so I kind of took a break from skating and then kind of got back to it. I don't know, kind of in my adult life. And I've won 5 national championships and
Whoa.
have a lot
Wow.
of hardware. So it was fun. And it was great because it was something I did with my family. And then after I moved away from my family, I still found a great family of skaters and my coaches. And it's kind of a cool thing. It's kind of a cool thing. So I unfortunately don't have time to do it. The last championship I won, I think, was in 2004 or 5. It kind of happened, or was it 6? Maybe 6. Anyway, but anyway, I just, with my life now, I don't have time to do it, and it's one of those things that you have to do regularly in order to stay at the top. But it was really cool. So anyway, so then I got into, doing the hosting and doing more of the acting stuff, and then decided to move out to LA because why not? Just see if I could really go for it full throttle. And it's been wonderful. And I mean, certainly Disney has been a great platform for me. It's been great exposure for me. It's led to other projects in film and television. And now I'm doing a lot of that, and I'm doing a lot of voiceover, which I love. And in January, I created a show with Chuck Duran, who is the rock star of voiceover demos and producing, and is actually a rock star. He's in a band called Rock Sugar.
Oh.
So while you're on YouTube, you need to Google Rock Sugar, Don't Stop the Sandman, and it'll blow your mind.
Awesome.
Okay, so we
So-
got to do that. All right.
We created a show called VO Buzz Weekly, and that went on the air on the web January 8th of this year. And I have to tell you, we knew that it was a winning idea because it's basically a show that puts a face to the voice of voice actors and agents and writers and directors and anyone related to the voiceover business. But it's done in a way that's inspiring and educational and uplifting. It's not TMZ style. No offense, TMZ, but I don't want to put any more of that stuff in the world. It's not what I'm about. And we're being watched in over 80 countries already. It's great. It's so fun. And it's so great to meet these people and to get to showcase them and their talents. And it's making me a better voice actor, a better host, a better person. So while you're on the internet doing roller skating Rock Sugar, you can also go to vobuzzweekly.com and check it out.
I was stuck on the whole competitive roller skating. I didn't know if it was
I
half.
lost 20 minutes ago.
No. I didn't know if it was like half roller derby with ice skating. I didn't know if there were weapons involved, but I guess I can look on my own time. Well, you mentioned
don't knock people down on purpose. No, it's not like it's artistic. So you try to not nudge people off, but
Gotcha.
it's not like Tanya Harding. No one's like smacking you.
Okay, good. That could be pretty frightening and scary. And
No.
well,
But I'm scrappy though. I dare somebody, me, man.
well, you
Bring it.
mentioned you had four sisters.
Yes.
Are they extremely jealous of you being on all those televisions all over Walt Disney World property, or you're still just their sister?
Not at all. They are the most amazing people. They're my best friends, and they're wonderful. They've supported me from birth, and they sat in the living room and watched me do the one woman Nutcracker performance. They've been here. They're still to this day. I mean, we speak almost every day, and they're amazing people, and they have their own lives and their own cool stuff going on. But they're really, really, really supportive of me, and as fun as an extrovert as they are, there's stuff that I do sometimes, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do that." So we're not competitive at all with each other about, because we're all happy and we're all kind of in our lane doing what we want to do, and we're just there for each other. So it's cool. We're not vicious. Sorry, we're not Kardashian-ish.
Well, I didn't know if they were asking you for free tickets or, front of the line Stacey passes or anything like
I
that.
didn't even get front of the line passes. Do you have
I guess
it?
we won't. I was gonna say, I guess we'll
You share
scratch
some?
that question off the list.
Yeah,
then,
there
if-
goes
if-
that. We won't ask to borrow him.
If you can't get us on the front of the line, oh well.
Okay,
We're
I
gonna-
guess we're ending the call. Take care.
Now, have you, before you got the gig doing it, were you a Disney fan before that? Have you been to the parks before you were, on the TV since 2005?
I had not been to Disney World at all. I was one of those kids that, like I said, we had a really big, close family, but, schlepping 7 people around is not an easy or cheap endeavor. And growing up, I was dancing and skating. And when I was out of school for the summer, I literally was at the ballet studio 6 days a week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I was like, I can't miss class. I can't miss rehearsal. I can't miss performance. So, we didn't do like big vacations like that. But, I always kind of knew about Disney World, but it wasn't something, I appreciated the movies, and obviously, I dressed up as Mickey Mouse a few times for Halloween, Minnie Mouse, all the mice, I was all the mice at some point. And I was certainly aware of it, but we watched the cartoons and stuff, but it wasn't like, oh, this is going to be what we're going to save for as a family and go. So when I went, the very first time I shot the very first show, the top 7 must-sees, that was my very first time at Disney World.
Wow.
That must have been a little overwhelming, I guess, at first.
It was very exciting. It was my first time at Disney World. It was my first time as doing on-camera hosting. I had never done hosting before. It was a lot of firsts for me, and I was very, very, being a competitive person and being someone who is like the quintessential overachiever. I had to nail my lines. I had to know, it was made very clear to me that I had to be 100% memorized. There was no teleprompters, there was no ear prompters, no cue cards. It's either me on memorized script or me improvising. So I knew that I had to be on it. So, I knew that where the period was and where the page number was. I had that thing like photographically memorized.
That's pretty impressive.
It was crazy. And it was like 25-page script for the top 7 must-sees, and I had 4 days to learn it. It was pretty epic, I have to say. Not to be, like, oh, I'm so great, but it was pretty, at one point I thought, and I'm not easily intimidated by stuff. I'm one of those people that it's like, tell me I can't do it and I will show you that I can. So I said, okay, I got the job. Great. But there was one moment where I kind of went, oh, sweet Lord, what have I done?
Now,
like, but I got to spend a little time with my family, and they're just such an incredible group of people that they kind of got me back on my even keel. And so when I got on the plane to fly to Florida, I felt ready. I didn't know exactly what they were going to throw at me, but I knew that the stuff I could control, like knowing my words and being prepared and being in good shape and all that stuff, like I knew I had all of that ready to go. It was just a matter of knowing it's so cold that whatever they threw at me, it was like I was ready, because I wouldn't have to be thinking about it. And that's absolutely what had to happen. So it's pretty cool because, I've done other work since then, and people will say, oh, no, this is going to be really difficult. And I'm like, But I tell you, like, so many things pale in comparison, just the level of intensity. And because it's just me. Yes, I'm sometimes interacting with characters, but there's nobody else talking to me. There's nobody else carrying anything. So that kind of pressure, I do thrive under pressure, which is great. From skating, from dancing at Juilliard, you were always like, am I going to get cut? Am I going to get that part? Is my leg high enough? So you always had that kind of intensity. So thankfully, I don't crumble under pressure. I tend to kind of bloom. So.
Well, when you said that you like to step up to a challenge, I don't believe that you could get Jeff and I lifetime passes to Disney World. I don't think it could happen.
You're funny.
I was just like, I don't think she has lifetime passes to Disney World. So
man, okay.
Does she have lifetime passes? Seriously.
They do. Long-term standing employees before a certain time period got silver passes, which led them into everything. But that was many, many, many years ago. So.
Well, I think you should be Googling and inviting them on your show.
To do it that way. So
I don't care about their top 7 things to do, though.
that's true. That's true.
While you're YouTubing everything on the planet, maybe you should be Googling.
Going that way. It's got to be a strange feeling, or is it a strange feeling to know that you're being watched 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? People are watching you right now while we're recording this.
It's funny because now that I'm on Facebook and with the internet and with my website, I mean, obviously people can interact with you more than in previous times in our history.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so grateful for everyone who they reach out to me and they say like, oh, you're a part of our vacation, and our kids grew up with you, and like that means so much to me, and I'm so grateful for that. But I don't necessarily have this kind of inflated sense about myself. I mean, it's kind of like I don't go, oh, hello, yes, I'd like to buy these groceries. And by the way, there are no people. I mean, I'm just me, and I mean, I'm so grateful for the opportunity, and it's just been such an amazing platform, and Disney is certainly something I'm proud to be associated with, and that it's so pro-family, and it's so about happiness and making people smile, which is what I try to do. I mean, I like happy, but I don't know. People ask me that, but I don't really fixate or focus on like, oh, I'm so amazing. I mean, it's kind of. I don't even know if that's an answer, but you know what I mean?
Sure. It's just, we've had people comment on Facebook, oh, tell Stacey that, she always starts our vacation, and, it's always the last thing when we, turn off the TV before we leave the room as part of our vacation sometimes. So you're really, and this, you're obviously a part of everyone's vacation when they're down.
Yeah, and it's neat because, I mean, people, it's almost like this time warp, it's almost like when you go there, it's like I'm there.
You never leave.
Yeah, because it's like and at one point someone had asked me, like they said, oh, I was at Disney last week with my family. We didn't see you there. Like, I lived in the castle, or, they were, because it was kind of like, well, we were walking around, but we didn't see you. Like, I know, it's just...
Did they think it was live, all that stuff that's on the TV?
Well,
I know. I mean, I have actually had someone ask me if I lived in Cinderella Castle.
You said, of course.
And I was like, hello, I am Cinderella. Because she loves shoes too, like I do.
Yes,
but no, so I think, it's kind of like, while people know that I'm a real person, I think there is kind of that I become a character. I become kind of part of the actual environment. But it's fun when people see me in a commercial or hear me in something else, and they're like, oh my gosh, oh,
she does other things.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's an interesting, and and I think some of it's just because of the time we live in, and just how there really is no boundary to access to people. So, I mean, you guys know, I mean, you're in the virtual world. And so, you kind of, I think it's kind of that weird familiarity, but yet when sometimes the context of it changes, it's kind of jarring. To people.
I was just wondering if they would have a Stacey walk-around character for the parks. Might be just as popular as Minnie Mouse or Cinderella.
Oh. I don't know.
But if you can't say anything, we understand.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's one of those things you need to keep under the hat, that's fine.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, unless it was someone dressed up as me, no. As far as I know, unless there's some prototype being built in some country that I can't pronounce, as far as I know, no. But someone had asked if someone had designed and sent me like a pin logo, and they said, oh, we have to, there should be a whole line of Stacey merchandise, but there isn't.
That's a shame.
Not yet.
Maybe on the black market somewhere, but as far as it's not in the mainstream shopping areas.
Yes.
There's a guy just outside downtown Disney with like a coat going, hey, you guys want to buy some Stacey merch?
Yeah, he's selling roses, oranges, and Stacey pins. Maybe a few mangoes. Yeah.
I wonder if there has been somebody that's gone to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party dressed up as Stacy. That could be enough. So we've got like
Are you
5
confessing
Google
right now?
things.
Did you do that? Did you do that?
We're gonna have to do like 5 Google searches now.
See,
Yeah.
notice how we totally avoided the question? That means he probably did do it some year.
I know he did. He's like, so, your hair, is that naturally straight or... Yeah. Creepy.
Just slightly.
So
Just
aside
slightly.
from the VO Buzz Weekly and, you going back to update the Disney stuff every once in a while, do you have any other projects that are coming up or that you've worked on that you want other people to check out?
I do a lot of radio spots, voiceover radio spots. I kind of have this ongoing thing with McDonald's. I just did one a few weeks ago for the dollar drinks. And so, it's funny because, I have my staples. I've got VO Buzz Weekly now. That's an ongoing commitment. And I have infomercials that I can't really talk about, but because they're not out yet.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those things like, I have a couple things that I can't really talk about, which is so cheesy to say. It's like, oh, I can't talk about it because I'm so FBI fabulous. But it's like with Disney, there's things that I can't share. So I take that seriously when they say, please don't talk about that.
Because we enjoy seeing you on the channel. We don't want them to kick you off.
Well, I audition every day, multiple times, and it's one of those things like sometimes, I don't know, maybe the things I audition for today, I'm going to book tomorrow. So it's kind of like always an influx thing, which I kind of like. I kind of like that my life is always different. No day or week is ever the same, really.
And that's good, though.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Every day's a challenge.
Yes, but every day that you're alive is a good day.
Yes.
Now, not that you... Boy, there's no other way for me to ask this question without the creep factor going up, even though it wasn't
God.
my question. A friend texted me the question.
Oh, the friend, the quote.
Yes,
the
friend.
quote-unquote friend.
We're doing air quotes. All of us do air quotes at the same
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, the friend.
I got them up high.
Okay,
yes.
good.
Just for the record, the friend was not me, so...
Your alleged friend, yes. Okay.
Well, she wanted to know what kind of conditioner that you use.
Hair conditioner.
Yes, hair conditioner.
Oh, that's interesting. I like how you made your friend a female to try to throw us all off. I think. I sometimes I kind of mix it up a little. I use some ion keratin products. I basically go sulfate free. That's kind of my standard. I don't do sulfates. Just like I'm vegetarian, I don't do meat.
Oh,
So I try to keep my hair and my body sulfate free. I don't eat processed food. But anyway, we're still on my hair. So yeah, I kind of use ion products. Sometimes I use some mainstream like L'Oreal sulfate free stuff.
wow.
And sometimes I'll use, natural stuff like I'll make up little potions with honey, and I like to sometimes use stuff that you make in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually. George is taking notes
Can I tell you
over
the
there.
best body scrub? Can I tell you right now?
Oh, sure.
You take sugar and lemon juice, fresh lemon, and you can put a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I'm telling you, you scrub your skin. Oh, it's amazing. You'll
So
glow.
the new name of the show is not In the Hot Seat. It's Skin and Hair Care with Stacey. Awesome.
Hi, welcome to Beauty Spot with George and Jeff.
That's right. Beauty spot. That's good. And who knew it was going to go that direction? I certainly did.
If we're not in the bathroom, we're in the shower. That's all I'm
Yes,
That's right.
Exactly.
Doing that. So, is there anything else you'd like to plug or throw out at the audience, or?
Let's see. Well, I would love for people to watch VO Buzz Weekly. It's a free subscription. You just subscribe, make a password. It's very cool. Anybody who is interested in an autographed personalized picture, they can get that on my website, staceyjaswad.com. And the $20 donation goes 100% to animal charities and rescue organizations that help save animals and address the issue of animal homelessness and cruelty, which is something that I am praying will end in my lifetime. So I would love, people have been so incredible and so generous, and it's my way of, I'm happy to give out autographed pictures, but saving animals is a huge passion for me. And so it's kind of a way to give someone what they want, but also they know that they've done something amazing and helped animals get a better life and be rescued and adopted and saved from horrible mills and everything. So I work with a bunch of different organizations. So if anyone would like to do that, that would be amazing. And my website is up, but it's also in the process of being redesigned. I'm very excited. But that'll all still be on there too, so that they can do that. And come to Facebook. It's Stacey, host Stacey J Aswad on Facebook, and you can keep up with, I mean, stuff is always changing. I got a bunch of stuff going on and stuff coming up. So people can come there and stay in touch and see what's happening.
Wow. And I'll let you know that both of our dogs are rescue dogs.
Thank you very much.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Mine is too, actually.
God bless you. That's wonderful. I mean, it's just like if people would just take that extra, there are purebred rescues. If you're someone who has to have a purebred animal, there are purebred rescues out there. There are purebred animals in shelters.
Yes.
So it just takes that little bit of, you don't have to go and spend thousands of dollars on an animal. And it's like, it's not the animal's fault that they were bred. It's not the animal's fault. But there's so many animals that do not need to be born when you have millions of healthy animals being euthanized every single year in this country. It's madness to me. So thank you for rescuing and thank you for letting me plug that, because it's just, I absolutely am praying for that to be ended in my lifetime. That would just be it.
Would be fantastic.
And spay and neuter, please spay and neuter.
Why don't you
Your pets,
Yes.
not each other.
Yes, yeah, not each other.
Not each other. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for qualifying, because I'm sure can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Stacy told me to. She said it was okay.
We didn't write Summit Plummet, and she told me to spay. Yes, your pet. My two cats are rescued. I've always had rescued animals, and my two cats are currently rescued. My first cat I found in the middle of nowhere. She was 2 weeks old, almost dead. I fed her with a bottle. I was actually on set, a location shooting for like 8 weeks, and I had this literally baby kitten. And I called the director, and I'm like, thank God he was an animal lover. And I said, I need to bring this cat with me because I have to feed her every 2 hours because she wasn't eating solid food yet. I mean, she was literally, I had to wean her of everything. And so she came to the set, and it was actually a wonderful experience because the whole cast was just in love with her. So I would find them in my dressing room and be like, where's so-and-so? Oh, I don't know. And they'd all be on their stomach like, hi, Rosebud. Hi, Rosebud. And she had it was just so great. So I rescued her from the wilderness, and then my other cat I rescued from a branch of the Humane Society in North Carolina.
Oh, all right.
And so and it just doesn't it make you feel good to know that you've saved these amazingly innocent, beautiful creatures, from a horrible fate. So.
And we've fostered animals before, and.
Yeah. Oh, good for you. I know I've been doing some of that. Well, I have a friend who. He's like Dr. Doolittle, and I think animals find. He found a French hen on the street and found a great rescue group that has like this whole sanctuary. I mean, it's amazing. So there's a lot of people doing a lot of great things, and so I don't want to make light of that. But I think if we just get everybody on board, it would just be amazing.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, I'm getting an echo somewhere.
You're echoing now. That's weird.
Well, let you finish up, Jeff.
All right. Well, oh my God, I'm echoing too. That's weird.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's happening.
Are we in the Grand Canyon? What's happening?
We might be. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on the show and in the hot seat with us. We both really appreciate it. And again, you're a Disney vacation staple for us, so it was great to actually get to know the real you and not just, the you that's telling us what the fun things to do at Disney are.
The bossy me?
Yes.
But I'm talking through a smile, so I can't be bossy, right?
No,
That's
you're
right.
not bossy. No way.
I'm just very persuasive.
Yes.
That's
yes.
it.
It wouldn't be the same without you. We'll put it that way.
Is there anything that you will not do that have been in the shows?
No, I've pretty much done everything.
Yeah,
Really?
I've been to the water park. No, I have not done Summit Plummet.
Really?
I can't get up the
That's
stairs.
like the nemesis for people.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, though.
But isn't it weird? Don't you think it's weird that, like, because I remember the very first time I did it in the top 7 must-sees. I had to do it like 3 times in a row, by the way. And I screamed like, I mean, you could hear me at Epcot. I mean, it was like my lungs came out of my body and I swallowed them. It was crazy. That was very graphic, but it had to be said. And I remember sitting up there and I looked at the guy and I said, okay, so really I just kind of lay back here, cross my feet, cross my arms. There's no like stuff. I don't have like a pillow or a harness. He's like, nope.
Nope, just go.
It's like, oh, it's so crazy. It's like ripping off the biggest Band-Aid on the planet.
Wow.
All at once. It's the most intense 5 seconds of your life.
Wow.
Or 15 for me, because I had to do it 3 times.
3 times, yeah.
if
Look
I
at
could
that
have
math I did so fast. 3 times 5.
Your
It's
math
those
skills are
skills.
off the
I'm
chart.
so smart.
It's that skills, and that you've got a good North Carolina accent as well.
Well, thank you. Bless your heart. I'm fixing to go here, you know.
Wow, that was that was awesome.
It's like, who's on the phone? No, but I love with doing voiceover. I mean, I love doing accents and dialects, and I can do a lot of different ones, and then I'm a pretty quick study for other ones. But there's certain ones I love. The Southern one is one of them. So
That way.
It just sounds fun to talk in that voice.
it is. Everything just sounds great.
And sometimes you can't even tell if the person's faking it or not, so you just assume that they're Southern all the time.
I know.
So that's a good one. That's a very good accent.
Thank you so
Very
much.
well practiced.
I'll be there to pick you up 7:00. We'll go get barbecue at the cement pond, and
Well, do they have vegetarian barbecue there? Because I don't eat meat.
oh, that's true. No, probably not, because it's the whole premise of barbecue.
Yeah, out the window
I'll
there.
just have an ear of corn. Unless it's been drowned in bacon fat, and then I can't eat that either. I'll have water with some lemon. How about that? That sound good?
Sounds fantastic. Oh, that was
Yeah,
good.
you get you some.
I don't know. I don't even think that's the high point right there. That's it. It's
got
gotta end there.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that was fantastic. So, well, I will look forward to seeing you. Both of us actually will see you in September.
We'll be there in September,
Oh, very
so
cool.
We'll be there in September, so we'll turn the television on and say, "Hey, Stacey," and then
Hey, and I'll say hey to you back. No, I can't stop talking like this. Well, I should be there in September, so.
But you will always
you'll
be.
always be there.
Yeah, but as far as I know, I'm sticking around for a while longer. So.
Good.
Yay.
Good. We like seeing you. That's
Because
good.
Oh,
otherwise
thanks. Thank you so
complain.
much. And thanks for having me on, and thanks for all the questions from your friends.
Thank you very, very much again. Very
thanks,
much. It was a pleasure to
guys.
talk to you.
You too.
And we'll look for you soon.
Okay, well, good luck with everything.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.